Joining us now with stories trending around the world is OG Ope. There's only one OG.
Any other one is a counterfeit. Go OG, go OG, go OG, go OG, go OG, OG Gageso. OG Gageso.
Who is a counterfeit?
Others.
Anyway, OG, welcome back.
Welcome, OG. You look
Thank you.
beautiful. Welcome back.
Yes, thank you.
So
I missed you all. I missed coming to the studio. I needed that break, and I'm back. Now I'm back. Thank you all for checking on me. And Rufai Ozugo, let me speak Igbo for you. They will come and say,
Let me turn off the battery.
Oh, we have plenty stories. We're going to have to play plenty stories. Well, all right. Well, thank you to my super producer, Aneze, for filling in. And of course, our favorite Naija, Vimbai Mutiri Ekwenyo. Thank you all. Well, all right. Well, good morning to you, viewers. Let's begin what's trending with reactions to the Nigeria Democratic Congress announcing over the weekend that it has officially zoned its 2027 presidential ticket to the South. The decision is widely seen as a potential boost for former presidential candidate Peter Obi to get the ticket under the NDC umbrella. The announcement was made official during the party's national convention in Abuja. While during the event, Peter Obi addressed the crowd, delivering a fiery speech in which he explained why he left his former party, the African Democratic Congress, while also condemning leaders he says are benefiting from Nigeria while the rest of the country suffers. Let's take a look.
Nigeria must have democracy, and we insist that those who think we will not have free and fair election in 2027, let them rethink now. Because in 2027, we are going to have free, fair, and credible election. Today in Nigeria, over 140 million Nigerians live in multi-dimensional poverty. We want Nigeria to love each other. That is why people think we are changing party. Where we are now, let me assure you, we are not changing party because we want it for transaction. We were changing it, like Churchill says, some men change party based on their principle, and some men change party because of opposite of it. So they change their principle to stay in a party. We change because we want to have a place, we have opportunity to build a new Nigeria that is possible.
All right, the movement is called OK, right? There is between Rabiu Kwankwanso and, of course, Peter Obi, who just spoke. But he also wrote a lengthy post online, detailing why he left the ADC. But Rufai, your thoughts before I also take this conversation where, an NDC aspirant actually talked about Tinubu.
I just want to say something. If the ADC was so bold to have done what the NDC did over this weekend, probably Obi would not have gone. You see, let's stop deceiving ourselves. Yes, there's no written rule. And I'm saying this because I see people now pushing another propaganda and agenda now. That since the return to democracy, the South has ruled more than the North. That is the turn of the North. We are talking about a prevailing convention. This was the same thing that made Wike fall at loggerheads with Atiku. One expected the ADC to have taken a decision that power should come to the South. I mean, in 2031, nobody goes around saying, they don't know it's a convention of the North to be able to come. Let's call a spade a spade. Yeah, people can go back and say, it was the North Stone that Jonathan used and all of that. Valid argument. But was it right? I keep asking these people that after 8 years of Buhari, power should now go back to the North again. That was not right in 2023 now. It was not right. And that's why when we say power should come to the South, what is the group that have not been fairly treated in all of this? Is the people from the Southeast. And that's why we are saying a Southeast presidency is also a needed conversation. That's just it, pure and simple. So the NDC has done it. Now, we will now press their neck to give us manifesto and tell us things they will do for Nigeria. Secondly, most importantly, Oji, the NDC now need to go and fix that court case of Ado. Because that might be another albatross. Now, I was seeing a story that said, Azu said he has collected the CTC of how the registration was done. They are definitely go at loggerheads. The question is, can the NDC speak to Ado about it? Because Ado is still paying because Ada didn't come through. Ada. What is fine? But in all of this, can they speak? Because we want a viable opposition. Because if Ada's case against the MDC falls through, and this one, Nafiu Golagombe has been able to hold the ADC by the jugular, there might be a problem for the opposition. We do not want that.
All right. We want a viable opposition. Dr. Abati, meanwhile, a representative speaking at the NDC Aspirant Forum this weekend made a bold declaration in a video that is now trending online that come election time, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will be out of Aso Rock because he won't be able to take on the heat of the OK ticket, of course, referring to Obi and former Kano State Governor Rabiu Kwankwaso. Let's take a look.
Before 12 p.m., Tinubu will be out of Aso Rock. It's not a bragging, it's a reality. They cannot withstand the heat of the OK ticket. And that's why they're beginning to push some of this narrative out there to discountenance the ticket. The ticket represents hope, represent education, represent hospital, represent the average masses that is going to bear without hope. We've spent money on education without hope of where these kids, when they graduate, where they are going to work. We need a country that will be productive. And that's why His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi has always been very clear about it. They are our consensus candidates. The one whom we are looking up to become the next president of Nigeria, His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi, did not just join alone, he joined with a complete movement of the Kwankwasia movement.
The OK ticket, the shake table. Dr. Abati, that's what
I hope a time will come in Nigeria when we would say that people should be elected to positions not because of their ethnic background, but because they are the best persons for the job. In other words, meritocracy, rather than the sentiments. But unfortunately, this 2027 process is going exactly in the same direction. There's nowhere in the Nigerian constitution where the rotation principle is enshrined. So it's a game of convenience. So when you say, oh, it has to be zoned to the south, it has to be zoned to the north in 2021, or a particular person will do 4 years. And I raised the point earlier. Okay, if Mr. Peter Obi is the person that takes the flag of the Nigeria Democratic Congress, so where will you say he can only spend 4 years? Because if he gets in there, he's not representing himself. He's representing the whole of the Southeast, whose people have been saying that they've been marginalized, they've been cheated in the arrangement. I think it would be legitimate, if we go by that original logic, to say that the Igbos also deserve to run Nigeria for 8 complete years. So that's where the problem is. But who says also that when they say the NDC is going to zone to the south, that it will be the OK ticket. The people who are saying so is an assumption. I think we still have to wait to see what happens. But the gentleman who is saying that the marriage between the north and the south represented by the OK ticket is the best for Nigeria. Well, he's just campaigning. He says, Tinubu will be out of the place. You know, before 12 noon, you know.
How did they find the time?
But he's a politician.
Yes.
And the thing about politicians is that politicians are very optimistic people. You will not see any politician, even for local council election, who will tell you that he will not win. But what we just asked for is a point already made by Mr. Peter Obi. Free, fair, credible elections. An election in which Nigerians will be free to make an informed choice. And that informed choice will be respected. You know, and of course, Mr. Peter Obi said all the right things, talking about unity, talking about, you know, transformative leadership and all that. That's what Nigerians want. But the big test is what ends up at the end of the day. And everyone should realize that the APC is not folding its arms. Already we face the problem of opposition fragmentation.
Yes, and that leads me to my next story. Well, in the meantime, you know that drama with the APC Governors Forum we've been watching? Turns out it wasn't just about egos. It was about huge campaign funds and control. Well, according to the Will Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu had to personally step in to settle a massive rift over the campaign funds allegedly raised by APC governors for his 2027 re-election campaign. And at the center of it all is Imo State Governor Hope Uzodimma, the chairman of the Progressive Governors Forum. Here's what allegedly happened. Well, according to the will, governors were making monthly deductions from their FAAC allocations into an account controlled by Uzodimma. The money was supposed to promote government policies at the grassroots ahead of 2027, initially under something called Renewed Hope Ambassadors. Then they created a separate structure, Renewed Hope Network, specifically for the re-election campaign. The funds were supposed to be transferred there, but Hope Uzodimma reportedly became evasive about rendering accounts. When pressed, he claimed the funds had to be expended, no breakdown, no receipts, just the monies being spent. Well, less than 24 hours after some governors allegedly tried to remove Hope Uzodimma as chairman of the Progressive Governors Forum, 18 governors gathered in Abuja on Friday to pass a vote of confidence in him.
But the fact of the matter is that the APC Progressive Governors Forum is very united. We're stronger now than any other time. And of course, we are all supporting our President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, what he has been doing. We also want to assure everyone that APC is united, governors are united.
All right. Well, you know, the will is also reporting that substantial funds have been recovered from Hope Uzodimma. His rendered accounts, processes are in place to retrieve the remaining funds, and that the rift has been settled. Again, this is a report by the will. All of these are still allegations at this point. But of course, it is, you know, one of the biggest stories over the weekend, because like you said, it has now shown that there might be some sort of fragmentation within the APC. Your thoughts?
Thank you so much for using that big word allegation,
yes.
Because I would comment very circumspectly, because it hasn't yet been confirmed. It's the Will's report, and this is what journalism is about. You find facts out. But one of the things that we know is true is that there was crisis in the APC based on the announcement of a vote of no confidence in the chairman of the Progressive Governors Forum. And one of the things that had mentioned was mismanagement of funds. So that's facts we can actually take. And so now going further, they say that they've exposed that about 800 billion naira was there. One of the things I would say, I mean, they say they settled it, it's now been restored, despite the fact there were factions. I said it last week that until we hear how the president comes into the matter and how he settles it, we cannot say for sure that, you know, Governor Hope Uzodimma has been removed. But two things I want to point out here. Number one is that when you look at leadership and the leadership process and the kinds of leaders that Nigerians want, these are some of the things that begin to tell us what kind of leaders. Because if you cannot manage, funds within your party, allegedly, and there's mismanagement of funds, how can you manage the funds of a state, even of a local government or of a country? And then, very importantly, the FAAC allocation conversation, because this is almost a running joke every year, that political season, there's, the penultimate year before a political election, there's always spending by politicians and governance is dead. A Punch report today says that within 3 months, in the last 3 months, government spending in 26 states plunged by 2.19 trillion naira. It means that governments in this state have stopped spending money on capital projects. This means that we are sacrificing the good governance meant for the people on the altar of politics. And this is what the Nigerian people suffer, election cycle after election cycle. When will this end? When will the people wake up and begin to ask for accountability from their elected representatives, their governors, their local government chairman, their president, so that the money that's meant for the people does not go into politicking? And this is across board, not just for a political party, but at every election cycle, we talk about the cost, the opportunity cost for the Nigerian children people, how people are languishing under the high cost of living crisis, yet we keep talking about high capital project that should be for the benefit of the people going to political season. It is shameful, and I hope that we begin to wake up and stop and end this horrible culture where the people suffer.
I'll just run through this. Rufai, I know you wanted to say something, but meanwhile, the APC began screening governors this weekend, with reports stating that Rivers State Governor Sim Fubara spent about 10 minutes with the panel and declined questions from the media in the aftermath. It comes as a number of incumbent governors were cleared over the weekend, despite Fubara and Kwara State Governor Abdurrahman Abdulrazak said to be notably absent from this screening exercise. You had just a quick comment.
All I just want to say is the government keeps saying they've given more money to the states. And we are hearing allegations, underline the word allegations, that money that is supposed to be for the people are being used to be able to ensure that somebody gets re-elected. Is this democracy? Nigerians answer.
Well, all right. In another development, reactions are trailing the African Democratic Congress sharing new images showing former Vice President Atiku Abubakar's 90 million naira payment receipt to contest for the 2027 presidential election under the ADC platform. In the picture shared on Saturday morning on the ADC's official X page, the party stated that this development marks another significant moment in the movement towards national renewal and democratic inclusion. It goes on to state that the ADC remains committed to providing a strong platform built on unity, competence, and economic recovery. Atiku don't buy form. Let me take some tweets. I'll just take this. Let me take this tweet. It says, Atiku, the chance you failed to grab is what Kwankwaso and El Rufai will capitalize on. You know, and they know that it is the turn of the South. Why not play Kingmaker and hit it 2031? Tinubu did it and it worked. Your own is that every election you must run. Okay, and I'd seen some flyers and posters of Atiku Abubakar, running till he's like 100 and something years old. But these are the conversations online. Dr. Bati, you were laughing. Go ahead with your comment.
Okay.
Yes.
No, very simple.
Yes.
It is within the rights of Atiku Abubakar to run, even at the age of 100. The Constitution will allow him. After all, Abraham Lincoln was a perpetual, person running until he won the presidency, and then he formed the Lincoln, team.
Even President Buhari.
And included persons who were even better equipped than him for that position. And he ran a successful presidency. That's the title of the book, a team of rivals. That's the book on that subject. Now, you have Atiku. Yes, it's within his right, but he's not the only one in the ADC because the attempt is being made now to make it look like, it must be Atiku Abubakar. I think.
Was he the only one that bought the form? He wasn't the only one.
Mr. Rotimi Amici has also bought the form. So at the end of the day, and Mohammed Ayatollah. So you have other players in the pool, but it all depends on the party to present their candidate and for Nigerians to make up their mind from the field who they think, is the best candidate, the incumbent or someone else. And for us to have, we keep saying, free, fair, and credible election. Backed by one man, one vote, informed choice.
All right. Well, meanwhile, in Kaduna State, a 30-year-old House of Representatives candidate identified as Mohammed Sadis Buba has captured the public's attention after a video began circulating of his screening by the All Progressives Congress in Sabongari Zaria federal constituency. In a clip which began trending over the weekend, Buba appeared before officials, shocking the public due to his appearance, which makes him look significantly younger than his stated age of 30. Let's take a look.
How old are you? 30 years? Really? Wow. You're 30 years? And your mom is there, your dad is there? How many do you have? How many siblings do you have? 9 siblings. Are you the last? The first son? Is any of your brothers here? You just came alone. No.
Right, Rufai, you're making some comments. And Buma is said to be, challenging the incumbent, Honorable Sadiq Ango Abdullahi of the PDP, and currently works as the chairman of the Tinubu Ubasani Agenda 2027 support group. However, this clip is sparking conversations around those who are to lead the public. And, this is quite a cute video that I saw. I thought it was, go ahead, you were saying.
But if it has a heart for it, why
yes,
not?
Why not?
We should not say because of his disability.
Yes. Very encouraging.
Very encouraging because people like this will have a heart to serve the people more because he knows what people are going through and he is going through it himself, not the people that will use state funds for political consideration based on allegations anyway. But Oji, but what are we even talking? Apart from the fact that based on allegation, this political title is not state funds they use, for running in the first place. So the man has got a chance. He's been screened.
Yes.
He's got his race cut out for him. If he gets the support, why not? And if not,
absolutely.
we do a lot of work for inclusion in this country.
Fantastic.
And we need inclusion in our democracy.
Everybody has a right to
it's about inclusion.
Yes, I love it.
And Section 42 of the 1999 Constitution says you don't discriminate against person, either in terms of their circumstances of birth or religion or status in society.
Right.
And I think it's very courageous. But I thought the screening officer, who looked to me like Honorable Uche Ekunife, was a bit condescending, asking, is your mother here? Is your father here?
You have to bring that one.
What range are you in your family? And the gentleman said, no, I'm the eldest child.
Yes.
I'm the most senior man. Did anybody come to you? The thing is that it's 30 years old.
Yes.
And the Constitution says you must be 30.
I love it.
And you must belong to a political party.
Yes.
And if it met all the requirements, but it's good at the end of the day that
what a beautiful story.
It was
screened. Yes.
Screened
what a beautiful story.
Approved.
Approved. Approved.
We wish him all the best.
Yes. We wish him all the best. Now we're on the milestones, the nation. And President Bola Ahmed Tinubu are celebrating the birthday of elder statesman, Afenifere leader, and now centenarian, Pa Fasoranti, as he marks an incredible milestone in turning 100 years old today, with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu describing his life as a metaphor for integrity, honesty, and true leadership. Born in 1926 in Ondo State, Fasoranti quickly understood the importance of education as a means of both personal and societal development. He first earned a degree in English and Geography at the present-day University of Ibadan, followed by a postgraduate diploma in education from the University of Hull, as well as an additional degree in education in Australia. But his national profile grew significantly once he entered the world of politics, working closely with the late Chief Obafemi Awolowo, and in turn belonging to the Action Group in the First Republic, as well as the Unity Party of Nigeria in the Second Republic, serving as Finance Commissioner for the latter in the 1970s and 80s. Well, to date, Fasoranti's life has been guided by the Yoruba ethos of Omoluabi, which is synonymous with one's ability to maintain strong morals, integrity, and ideals despite life's challenges, with Fasoranti even surviving an assassination attempt from the late General Sani Abacha through the years. He has remained a resilient power, equally observing and contributing to Nigeria's socio-economic development. Right, from all of us at Arise News, we wish Pa Fasoranti, wow, 100 years old. I mean, I wish to live up to 100. What about you?
Incredible.
Oh, yeah, especially if it's impactful like his life has been. Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. And, you know, I love the fact that the nation is celebrating today. Congratulations, Pa Fasoranti. Well, happy 100th birthday. Now let's take our final story under entertainment by highlighting The African fashion and talent that was on full display this weekend in Lagos during the 12th edition of the Africa Magic Viewers' Choice Awards. The award ceremony, which took place at Eco Hotel on Saturday, exists to celebrate excellence across African storytelling in film and television. But on Friday evening before the ceremony, actors, actresses, and celebrities quickly began trending on social media during Cultural Night for also proudly celebrating African culture in their dressing, posting their colorful, cultural, and unique outfits for all to see, capturing the sheer richness of African creativity under the theme, Honoring Craft, Celebrating Culture. Let's take a look. Yeah, congratulations to our African stars. Please, these people, they beat the Met Gala.
Yes.
You were talking about the woman with the bread.
Yes,
we didn't see, where's the woman with the bread? You said if she wanted to go to the...
Okay, Mr. Very impressive.
Yes,
so
I loved it.
That even the BBC wrote about her, and also about Akwa Addo from Ghana with the cathedral.
Yes.
So when I saw all those elaborate things, even your friend Osas, you go down.
She was stunning. Oh my goodness.
Vicky James attire.
Dr. But how do you know these things? He's going to be our fashion correspondent.
So, don't worry, I can report.
Yes, I know. You are doing it well.
I was wondering if they were to use the bathroom, what will happen?
So they'll just come for a film. Don't worry, they have ways. They have their stylists around us.
Really?
Well, yes. Congratulations to our African stars. You all looked beautiful.
Amazing.
Well, you know what? It